Here's a new look at the graphics, just a preview. This video has to be 10 minutes or less, so I'm going to go through these very rapid fire. So we have the Sky Tracker banners for generic, then we have one for the rooftop, there's one for Millionaire, there's one for Independence Golf Club. When we get the Petersburg camera back, that one has a banner now, and when we get the CarMax one installed, there's that one. There's a few different versions of current conditions. This is kind of our standard one that we kind of have. There's the one that's like that last one, but it uses the wind dial that we've had since the old Tribune days. And then there's a version WSI put out that has the Sky Tracker in the inset and the current conditions to the right of that. This is a version of the morning and noontime almanac, so pretty similar to what we have. And the evening almanac, once that gets populated with the data, that comes in after 5:30, so that's what the evening one looks like. You can have the Sky Tracker behind it, or you can use an image from our picture library. That's what the 7-day looks like. It unfurls. The holiday icons are in that bar at the top. The text goes between the day and the icons. Once we start the new look, the CSV will automatically put in the degree sign, so there'll be degree symbols there, so all the graphics match. These are the icons, slightly different from what we have now. I also made some custom ones, so each of these has the ability to put two icons stacked on top of one another. I made a version here that has a raindrop and a lightning bolt for a basic thunderstorm. There's one that has a few raindrops and a lightning bolt for, like, let's say a 40 or 60% chance day. And again, this is like a two icon thing, partly cloudy with a raindrop. Here are the forecast pages. These text items build up to the top and bottom. So if you have more than one line of text, it'll stack up to the top. This will stack down towards the bottom. There's a version for tonight and tomorrow. And each of the today, tonight, and tomorrows have this at a glance feature with the hourly planner on the right. This text comes directly from our forecast editor from iCast. So if you put sunny, there'll be one word there. If you say partly to mostly cloudy with a chance of strong to severe thunderstorms by late today, damaging wind gusts possible, it will populate this entire thing with a paragraph. There's also this version that WSI gave us, so you don't have to use it. It's essentially the same exact thing, but to the right, instead of hourly stuff, it just takes the numerical output from whatever we enter for that specific day on the app. There's the today and tonight pages, and there's a tonight and tomorrow version of this as well. That's what that looks like. We have a basic event planner, and there's three different versions. One goes hourly, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One goes every 2 hours, like this one, and one goes every 3 hours, like 9 a.m., noon, 3, 6, 9 p.m. Those numbers are fed off of the forecast editor, not the CSV file. This is what the squirrels graphic looks like. Option to add fireworks in there. This is what the kickers look like. New logo on there. I don't know if we need to update that background picture though. UV index, this was given to us by WSI. This populates automatically from National Weather Service data. Just pick today or tomorrow. Then headlines, we have a couple different versions. This one is a 3-part, so it has 3 bars. And each bar you can put 1 line of text, 2 line of text, or 3 lines of text like I have there. There's also the version that we have had where there's like a little kind of separation bubble, so you can use it to separate days, or if you want to have, like, for severe weather thing, like first one would be timing, second one would be severe weather, third one would be like wind gusts or rainfall, whatever you want. There's another version of headlines, and this one is just 4 headlines top to bottom instead of 3. So it's exactly like that first one. If you don't want to use those icons to the left, you can turn them off in the wizard. Current conditions, the water has changed for the ocean and the city plates have changed. So we have different things for like temperatures, 24-hour temperature change, dew point, feels like temperatures, wind speeds, wind gusts. There's peak gusts from today, peak gusts from yesterday. There's an actual highs from today, actual lows from today. This is a visibility one that'll have some data behind it, a contour. This is the temperature fly, which is like our last one, goes from the state to the region to the United States. Have the travel graphics that have been updated. This one is hour by hour for 48 hours. This one goes from the regional view to national. There's a version to use for today and one to use at night for the next day. This is the temperature air mass one. That's been updated. This is our future cast. There's a version here. This is for the HRRR. This one, next one here is for the graph. There are updated legends. You cannot use them. There's that one that's there, and then there's also one for winter precipitation. And then this one is our Euro GFS for like the 10-day forecast. There are versions of highs today to lows tonight, going out 6 days. So today, tomorrow, and so forth. And then the nighttime ones, forecast lows to forecast highs. And for the next day, it's daybreak lows to afternoon forecast highs there. This is the excessive rainfall outlook from the National Weather Service. So if we have something, it'll populate with that for the next 4 days. This is precipitation accumulation forecast. This is model driven. Pick whatever model you want. It has the scale at the top. This is the one from the Weather Prediction Center, which is just a static image that you can zoom into, and it has the updated legend scale at the top. We have computer model rainfall. This one's for the Euro. It has one for every single model we have. The same version there for wind gusts. So we have every model version, one from the National Weather Service. Same deal with the feels like temps. Getting towards hurricane season, this is a version of the hurricane names. There's this little animation tracking the tropics from Scripps. This is the tropical outlook. This is the updated numbers for this year. There's a version, a separate scene that has one for the no outlook, which you can fill in once that gets released. That's our tropical development page once we have stuff going on. There's a tropical satellite here. There's also the version that puts in the storm at the top. There's a version that had the pressure in inches or the pressure in millibars of mercury. This is what the spaghetti plot looks like. This is the tropical track. I know some of us like to have the current conditions on here. So it starts with that and then it goes through the cone. The only thing that's really changed with that is that the text boxes have the new font in it. That's all. CPC maps. 6 to 10 day outlook for precipitation and temperature. There's also a version for 8 to 14 days, 30 days, and 90 days. These are some national maps for some forecast highs and lows for today, tonight, tomorrow, and for the US version, it goes out a couple more days. This is an update of what we have been using last year, the humidity chart. There's updated graphs for Richmond highs the past few days, same deal with the low temperatures. This one shows you our temperatures the next 12 to 24 hours, kind of resets there. And there's also the same thing that does the chance of rain if we have any chance of rain. Here's the updated humidity forecast, pretty similar to what we have. This is the updated pollen count. A lot of the Scripps stuff has these dashed lines in there, so I use those whenever possible. You notice them more so here in the 7-day temperature trend. And versus putting the normal line in, I just put the normal high in the banner. That updates automatically. That is all fed. And this time, unlike previous times, this is being fed by the forecast editor. This does not come from the CSV file anymore. Same deal with the overnight low temperatures. So that's how that looks. There's also the 7-day precipitation trend. And then we have the severe weather graph potential. So that looks like that. This is the new data set for tracking weather. So there's radar, there's SATRAD, there's radar only for severe weather tracking, there's velocity, debris, regular radar, hail, shear, rainfall totals, storm reports. I made some custom icons for that. We can adjust those if you want to. And there's other stuff for rain rate, storm attributes, and whatnot. You can also click on the SPC stuff here. So you have the option to do that with winds or hail. We also have normal scene versions of all that for days 1 through 3, and then extended versions for days 4 through 8. If you're doing severe weather tracking, you can click right from this directly and show a forecast model. If you want to track storms there, you can click directly and show a sky tracker camera. There's also stuff for severe weather coverage like hail updrafts, hail sizes. If we have a tornado warning, it automatically puts the safety features in there. Then there's the thing for the safety features full screen, the tornado scale, the thunderstorm categories, the tornado categories, and what is a severe storm. Lots of other graphics as well. This is what the new traffic stuff looks like. They want grayscale maps. Icons look different. Kristen has all this stuff, and then there's different versions of the drive time maps. There's like 5 or 6 versions of this. I'll follow this up with an email. If you have any questions, let me know.